With another episode of MITA Unshackled here at Mjbizcon Las Vegas. We're here with your host Ari Munoz from MITA. We have our guest Adair.
Yeah, Adair Lion.
It's like Adair, you know, take a dare.
Yeah.
So Adair, let us know a little bit about yourself and what do you do?
Okay, so first, thanks for having me here. It was really exciting to meet you guys on the team the other night.
Of course.
Yeah, my company is a financial technology company. Excuse my voice, by the way. I've been speaking super loud.
We're screaming at the Bad Bunny lyrics all the time.
Yeah, exactly. It's funny, like they put all this loud music in here and then you're like supposed to do business and talk over it.
Right.
So then by day 3, day 4, you're like, don't have a voice.
Yeah, I'm like, let me just try to get louder. I'm like,
yeah, exactly.
I feel it.
And so I have a financial technology company that we started about 5 years ago. And we initially just started in payments. And we thought, like, we're going to digitize everything in payments. It's going to be amazing. And we pivoted to cannabis and then soon found out, like, wow, there's a lot of regulatory stuff and a lot of legal stuff. And so we ended up building this, like, monster platform that covers everything from, like, point of sale to digital payments to loyalties, promotions, discounts. And so
cool.
basically the 15 plus hardware and software products that you need to run a competitive dispensary, we provide all of that in one simple to use platform.
So not the actual hardware, but it's a platform.
Yeah, it's a platform, but we do have the hardware as well. So
Okay.
you get a beautiful iPad, 12.9-inch iPad that you can, Chick-fil-A style, check out your customers.
What do you need?
Exactly. My pleasure. Yeah.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
So, is it essentially like a payment processing? Like, do you guys help people accept like debit cards inside the?
Well, I like to think of it as like if Venmo and Instagram had a baby for cannabis, that's what we created, right? So you walk into the store and you're able to pay with your phone. And so
Okay.
essentially you type in your bank information like you do with Venmo, and then you're able to pay. But the cool part about it is, like, when you set up your profile, you scan your ID, and you get all your customer identification done. So when you come in to check into your dispensary, you just hit the button on your app
And
you're
you're
checked in, right?
That's
and so
awesome.
so it streamlines a lot of processes, and it makes things a lot easier to use. Because one big problem in technology is that stuff that's very easy to use doesn't have any features, right? Like one tap pay, that doesn't do anything else.
Yeah.
Right. And then the stuff that has a lot of features, like you're gonna have to go to training.
Overwhelming, yeah.
You got to go to training for a month. Nobody knows how to use it. You only have 1 or 2 people that are like really, really good at it, and then they'll leave, and then now you got to retrain somebody else, right?
Yeah.
Like the CFO, the marketing director.
You're like 6 years later, you know how to do it.
Right. So our whole thing is, like, we wanted to reinvent how everything is done, so that way it can be streamlined for a bud tender. Like, what does the bud tender need? What are the tools that they need to be effective at selling the products in their store, or pushing people towards a trend that they want to push? And then also, like, the back office stuff. So what does the CFO need? What does the marketing
Analytics.
manager need? Yeah. What are the problems that are happening in the back office, and how can we fix those problems?
Yeah.
And so we've done that, and we've been really successful. We now have the ability to white label for anybody, so you don't have to even use our app in your store. You can brand your own app and your own product, software product for your
Okay.
dispensary. So we just white labeled with Element 7, so we're really happy
Element
about that.
7.
Yeah, in California.
In California. How many dispensaries do they have?
Oh man, a lot. I think they're the largest licensee holder in California.
That's crazy.
And Bobby and Josh, the owners over
Shout
there,
out.
shout out, have been really great with us. And Tom, our special projects coordinator, has been working on them for about a year. So
That's awesome. So I was going to ask, leads me into my next question. So if it was like in a state that had multiple of your clients, multiple dispensaries that work, is it one app that they go to and they can check in through any dispensary, or
Yeah.
do they have to have that specific app for that
Yeah.
dispensary? Or?
Well, so that's a great question. It's a very detailed question. So if you have the Artis IQ app, or the way we say it in Texas, Artis IQ app,
Artis.
if you have that app on your phone, you can go to any of the dispensaries, even if they're white labeled. Like, even if you go to Element 7, you can still use our Artis IQ app.
Okay.
But so the Artis IQ app is kind of universal across anybody that uses our platform. But yeah, if you had an Element 7 app, it would only work at Element 7. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so like Element 7, I guess, would be a good example because you said they have multiple dispensaries. So hypothetically, if I was Element 7 or a client of Element 7 and I went to like one of them, would I have to get one app for that location, or would it be that app for all of them?
All of them, yeah.
Makes it super convenient.
Yeah, very easy. And like the cool part is, like, if I'm a user, if I'm a user and I want to know which dispensary to go to, I can look at all my rewards
Yeah.
and say, oh, I have $19 in rewards here. I'm going to go there.
That's dope.
Yeah, so
That is
it's
super
really
dope.
it's really nice.
What
yeah.
states do you guys work in right now?
California, Colorado, Oklahoma, and New Mexico.
In New Mexico, very cool.
And
what,
and we're looking to start in Arizona soon, and that's kind of the conversation that we were having a second ago off camera. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. It was cool, meeting the owners of Mint and all that. Yeah, Raul. And yeah, it was a fun night, and I'm really appreciative to be on this podcast and to be able to share the word and spread this message, because I think. Overall, like, we need to progress cannabis in general, right? Like, make the stigma not the way it is currently.
Push education and like normalcy.
Yeah. I mean, even my partners, they're conservative, Republican in a very conservative state, and one of them is an orthopedic surgeon. And one of them is a CPA to the rich and famous.
It's
like traditionally you wouldn't expect some of those people to be open to cannabis.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is, like, cannabis is not a bad thing, right? Like, it's very good for your health. It's proven to have like healing properties, et cetera, et cetera. And it's doing a lot more good in the world than anything else. And so we want to just try to pave the way and be a catalyst and be a trailblazer for the progression of this. And we could sit around and watch it happen, or we can do something about it and make
part.
Take part, exactly. Yeah, so we're really happy to be able to do that.
Boots on the ground, huh?
Yeah.
That's
and
awesome.
we have like a really young and excited team, like our dev team led by Fraz. I mean, we have like 17 developers in Plano that we've cherry picked, and they're doing awesome stuff. And
I love that.
yeah, I mean, like, our stuff is Apple-esque. It's beautiful. And then we have Apple-esque. It's really beautiful and streamlined.
That's so funny. I feel like I have 3 e-commerce brands of my own, and when I like make things, I go off of like, well, what is Apple doing?
What would Apple do? It's
yeah,
like the new what would Jesus do? Like, what would Apple do?
But what would Apple do?
Yeah. Exactly.
That's funny. So is your whole team here? Are you guys all walking the floor?
No, just a couple of us came, but I'm really happy with our HQ team. I'm hoping that next year we're going to have a very large booth, and we're going to have like 7 Points design it. They have like this big, beautiful light set up, and so I was like, I like the way you do your style, man.
Right.
We're going to need
This
you.
is the look.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And so yeah, hopefully we'll get some of the guys. Well, we'll get the whole team down here, right? Like McCall, that's in charge of marketing, and and then like the boys, Josh, Braden, Brock, and Cash. Those are like our onboard specialists. So they go out there and they make sure that the bud tenders are happy, the managers are happy, and they get everybody like trained. We have a thing called Artis IQ University, which they were 100% involved in developing it, which it's basically like training, because when you have a platform like ours, you have to think about scaling. Like, how are we going to get a large-scale MSO, a multi-state operator? How are we going to get a large MSO to be able to train and to onboard several dispensaries per week?
In different states,
in different states and in different time zones. And so we had to essentially create like a drop shipping method, right? So we let them go and get themselves trained. And there's 101, 102, 103, and master's course. So it's like at the end, the end part is like more for your CFOs and your owners. So you get all this like extensive like inventory forensics training. You get like all the expanded sales. Yeah. Well, you want to know what your margins are. You want to know what products are working better. You want to know what discounts have more traction. Like, all that stuff is very, very important. And like I said, one of my partners, he's a CPA, and so everything is there from the purview of an accountant. So
it's like numbers.
Exactly. You need to know about 280E. You need to know about excise tax. Like, all these things that become a real big problem at the end of the year when you're like, oh crap, I got to do my taxes. We have that all integrated, and to make sure that all those numbers are perfect.
So it makes it super easy. You're just like, here you go.
Yeah, we have like a really diverse team. Like my other business partner, Brad Veazey, he's an orthopedic surgeon, so we make sure that like we abide by all the HIPAA standards.
I love that.
So like it's a very nice platform. We have all angles covered. So.
Are you guys here in Vegas anticipating or trying in the hopes maybe to come to Vegas and work with some partners out here? Or are you just meeting for people all over?
No, yeah, we actually we've had tons of great meetings across this whole time. Like we met with Bob Hoban and Clark Hill.
Love Bob Hoban.
Yeah, so Bob Hoban gave us a stamp of approval. He actually wrote about us, and we have
awesome.
a Forbes article written by him about us. So yeah, we're really a couple actually.
You guys are doing it.
Yeah, super great. There's tons of people here that we've made connections with. Actually, yesterday I met with the CFO of Hardin. which is
Love
like a
Harding.
big, strong presence here, if not the strongest presence here.
Yes.
All the locals, definitely, that's their favorite. And I think they've won like every award for the last 5
They
years or
have
something.
great vibes,
Yeah,
like
so
good energy, so I can see it.
yeah,
That's an awesome person to work with.
yeah. So we met with them last night. It was really cool. Ashley's the one that introduced me to the manager, and
Go,
then
Ashley.
yeah, so it's really cool. They have a really close knit, tight family, and they care about their product. They care about their look. They're more of a lifestyle brand than a
Yep.
product brand, and so that lines up with like our values too. Like we want to be able to give them something so that way they can focus on their business, right?
Yeah.
So right now, a lot of their time is spent on trying to figure out, oh, who's going to manage this, who's going to manage that. We have to double entry this, double entry that. Well, with our product, we eliminate those steps, so that way they can focus on what they really want to do, and that's promote their lifestyle brand.
Yes. That
So-
makes sense. Makes it super easy. So we're live on LinkedIn right now. So if somebody wanted to reach out, they saw this video and was like, yo, you know what? I think I need that for me. How would they reach out to you?
Yeah, so you just go to artisiq.com and click request a demo,
How would you spell it?
artisiq.com. And yeah, you just request a demo, and you can reach out directly to any of us. It's all of our first names, and then at artisiq.com or at agrowithartis.com. So
At agrowithartis.com.
yeah, so
Very cool. So what are you guys, like, your primarily focus? Are you guys trying to launch again somewhere else in 2023, or you guys just expand?
yeah, I mean, we are looking to acquire more states, and you know, any avenue, any new state that we have opportunity in, we're going to go and hit. And the difference between us and like maybe some other point of sale companies or some other loyalty companies or some other, you know, reporting companies, the difference between us and them is that we make sure to abide by the law to the T, right? We have an extent, well, you know, we have
Yep.
Bob Hoban and Clark Hill, and we have a company called iComply that, you know, also does
love
all of our,
iComply.
yeah, so we do all of this research prior to entering into a state to make sure that all of our platform works. So our platform works differently in California than it does in Colorado.
Yep.
But if you were to take that same app and then travel across, you don't have to do anything. Like we're very,
Okay.
very sophisticated.
It
so
makes it just transfers
adjusts.
over?
Yeah,
That's
automatically.
awesome.
Yeah, so we've really thought of everything. You know, one of the cool features that we have that one of our guys, Waldo, is really the main architect behind is the RFM cluster, which is like the value system that we do. So it stands for recency, frequency, and monetary. So if you come in and spend a lot of money and you come pretty frequently, you're going to be a high value person, right? And so those high value people, they don't really want a free blunt. That's not a promo that they would want,
Yeah.
right? They don't want a free pre-roll. They might want like an exclusive look at a new product, maybe like a new crumble, and if they like it, then the store will carry it.
Yeah.
And so that's the kind of products that you should push to those clients, and you can direct message them, which that's something also that, you know, is really interesting about our product is, you know, in the industry there's all this like weirdness about sending SMS. It costs a lot. Could cost you $3,000, $4,000 a month
Yeah.
to send text messages. You can't say certain words. You have to put like a link, and then that link will take you to like, are you 21 and
yeah.
up? And then it's like an honor system. Yes, I am 21 and up. Well, with our system, you can send direct messages, and you can, like, let's say you have a happy hour. Hey, from 4 to 6, you know, 15% off. Come today. So you can during slow times you can push people there. You can send you know, holiday messages, whatever it is that
I
you want,
like
but you can
that.
send it directly to the target. So if somebody hasn't been there in a while, say, hey, we miss you. Come back for 25% off, right? So now
Straight
you're-
to their phone.
Yeah, you're really tweaking your engine at your store. And you're making it possible for you guys to not only cut costs but also improve revenue. So
I like that.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, thank you for giving us your time here. I think we got to wrap up a little bit, but
Yeah.
I appreciate you. We have Adair and Ari here. Thank you guys for watching another episode of MITA Unshackled. And then reach out. Give us our website again.
yeah, artisiq.com.
artisiq.com. Tune in, guys. Thank you.